very important and strategic meeting because we are going to implement what we call the AFASNet emailing list. Um, so this is the first meeting where it will be presented very broadly, and then you will take decisions and the measure you want to adopt or not to adopt. Of course, from our standpoint, we would recommend that you adopt this tool. So this is just a general information, but there are some technical details, of course, that the CIKM facilitators should understand and master. And there will be some trainings for the administrators or the moderators of this system. So what is an emailing list first? So it's just an email list. It's a special tool or system that allows widespread distribution of information to many users. And so the components of an emailing list system is a list of email address first. Then we need the subscribers who have this email address, of course, who will form community around topics or around some structural organization. Then we have also what we call the publications or the emails. And the most important is the reflector. So the reflector is a single mail address that, when designated, that the recipient, when sent to the recipient of the message, will resend copy of that message to all the other subscribers. So this is a definition from Wikipedia, of course. So that is what is an email list, emailing list. Let's go deeper in that understanding this emailing list system. So why do we recommend using emailing list? Because it's convenient and it's efficient to reach large audience. And the advantage is that it allows us to save time and to ensure that no recipient is forgotten. When even hundreds or thousands of people, for instance, for AFAS, we have more than 1,000 recipients, more than 1,000 members who are in our emailing list. You might forget some of them if you pick them one by one. For sure, you will forget something. But by using an emailing list, you can put everyone on the same address and just save time and make sure that everybody receives the same email. The other advantage of an emailing list, and specifically to the emailing list that we are going to adopt, is the possibility to use nested email lists. A nested email list means that we can have subgroups or sub-communities inside bigger communities, and even sub-communities inside the sub-communities. That's another big advantage. So we will see in examples after. Your country, your region can have one mailing list, but inside you can create subgroups or sub-communities. Okay, now we have different types of emailing lists that are also explained in Wikipedia. We have those that we call announcement lists. It's like a one-way information sent by one person or one source to a huge number of destination target. This is example of the newsletter. You don't respond to newsletter. It's just a one-way thing. But emailing list can also have this discussion list functionality. So any subscriber, in that case, can subscribe and may post some content and exchange information. Now, who can benefit from the AFASNet? So just to inform you, this AFASNet system is hosted by FARA. FARA has granted us the possibility to use it for the next 2 years for free. And all AFAS bodies, constituencies can use that system as long as first they comply to some basic rules that we'll see in the next slides, and especially the moderators need and the administrators need to be trained on the use of the system. This tool also allows provides some additional functionalities like a shared library and shared calendar. So if you are interested in using one of these functionalities, whether it's the emailing list in itself or the shared library or the shared calendar, and you are ready to comply to the basic rules that are to be given to the administrators, then you can use this platform. So what are the implications from the country fora or the regional fora point of view? There are some resource and preparations that are required. And the first one is that you will need to designate, nominate a manager, or whatever you call it, an administrator or a moderator. And that person or those persons, if you have more than one, will manage the membership and all the mailing flows, communication flows. That person has a very important role and should, of course, should attend the trainings on the management of the platform. The next thing is that you'll need some connected device, PC or laptop, tablet or smartphone, to create the account and to navigate regularly and so on. Then you need to train your users in the use of the tool. It might be evident at the beginning, but some people, they might not understand at the beginning how we use an emailing list. So you might need to allocate 15 minutes, 20 minutes in your network to explain to the users how it works and bring them to subscribe to the emailing list, of course. So let's see quickly how that emailing list structure can be at the country level. No, I mean at the AFAS level. So this is how we might structure it, but this is a discussion, of course, and we are open to improvement. So we'll have all communities under AFAS.net, and then we will have sub-communities. And because the AFAS network is divided in French-speaking and English-speaking people, we will have one community for AFAS English and another community for AFAS French. So that when we send an email in French, we know that English-speaking people won't even read it. So we just channel it through the AFAS French. And when it's an email that is very specific to English speaking, then we will channel it to AFAS English. We also know that we have some regions or some sub-regions like the RESCAR and the SARFAS. So we'll have also emailing list for RESCAR and for SARFAS if they are interested in that. And inside these sub-regions, we can put the different countries, CANFAS, GFAS, RESCAR Mali, LIFAS, NIFAS, and so on. And same thing for SARFAS, FCA, MAFAS, SAFIAS, and so on. Then we might also need to have some very technical work discussion groups, like on CSA or on resource mobilization or on D4AES and so on. So to push these technical working groups or these discussion groups, we might create some emailing list where we have discussions or where we share news for all these different technical working groups. Now, at the country level, so let me take this one, and the CANFAS. At the country level, you can create as many subgroups or sub-communities as you want, and even you can extend it further. So for instance, CANFAS can have a specific mail for the board members, another one for the coordination, for instance, another one for the CIKM working group, another one for the CESA technical working group, youth group, and so on, for French speaking and for English speaking and others. So you can create as many subgroups as you want inside the CANFAS. This is what we said, it's a nested system. If you send one email to CANFAS General or CANFAS all these subgroups will receive the same mail. If you send one email to the youth group, only the young people will receive that email. Okay. So what is the roadmap in the implementation of this emailing list system? For countries, for regional fora that are willing to implement or to adopt this tool, you need first to discuss internally your steering committee with decision makers and skilled technicians to discuss on the adoption of the system. So don't forget from the beginning to involve the expected administrator of the community so that the technical discussions can be initiated at an early stage. Then you'll have to organize or more appropriately attend the hands-on training for the community managers or the administrators. Then internally in each country or regional fora, you have to discuss on the emailing list tree system. The tree system is what we just saw. And this is the tree system. So here and it goes there, and then from there it goes in deeper with some branches. So you'll have also to discuss that. And there is no interest in creating and then erasing a tree system, because if you erase, all the data inside will be lost. So you must make sure that you are doing the right decision, that the structure is definitive from the beginning, so that you don't have to redo the same thing again. Then after you organize, you have that, then you establish it, you create it, of course. So it's up to the administrator or the manager, the community manager, to administer, create the emailing list. Then organize trainings for your users, subscribers, because as soon as it's ready, you have to put people inside there. So you have to organize that training, and then you can start using the platform efficiently with discussions, with the document library, with collaborative calendar, and so on. So this is how you implement it in case not in case, but hopefully every country will adopt this thing. Now, the administrators, and most of us here are, yes, what I see is most of us here are administrators, are CIKMs. So the training will consist in creating and configuring the different parameters for the community. And this is not a very easy task. To be honest, you'll have to really memorize many things, but at the beginning, you'll have to waste 2 hours maybe to understand how it works before even running it in a safe way. So there will be a training, a hands-on training on this for the administrators. And normally it will be the CIKM or some IT support team who will be the administrator of each emailing list. Then you'll be also guided in activating and deactivating different tools like the discussions, the calendar, the library, and then how to customize the appearance of the community and the homepage. For instance, the logo, the color scheme and description, banner, and so on. And how to customize the welcome message. So when new members, new subscribers join, there will be a welcome message. There will be a community description. There will be email footer and signature and so on. So all these things, the administrator, the CIKM, and the team will learn how to do that, how to administer, moderate, and a community. So what you do when you are a moderator is that you will approve or reject new membership. You will approve or reject also some contributions. You can't accept, for instance, some spam, so you will have to moderate all the incoming messages. Then you'll see how to add and invite members in the community. So in our system, which is a bit, it's quite a powerful system because it's much better than, for instance, Google Groups. You are able to add people in the group, but at the same time, you can also invite people. And you can invite them in groups and in subgroups and so on. Then the next thing that you will learn is on community stats and maps and community database. This is a very important thing because this tool can also serve as a membership database for your country fora. If each member or each participants to the discussion or the email community fill all the fields inside the database, you will have a lot of information, including the name, the gender, the date of birth, the photo, the address, and so on and so on. And finally, this tool will, the training will also help in integrating the contents, some discussions, calendars, and so on, from the platform, the AFASNet platform, to another one. For instance, if you want to see all the discussion trail from this discussion system or this emailing system, and you want to embed it somewhere in your website, it is possible to do it with this tool. And yeah, finally, in some case, it's better to have at least maybe 1 or 2 community administrators. So you will also be encouraged to add some co-administrators for your community. In case you are not available to moderate, there should be someone who will just approve or reject the mails or the new membership that are requesting to come in the platform. So yes, that's it. Yeah, we plan to have 30 minutes introduction on this. So we still have maybe 10 minutes to discuss a little bit, or if you want to ask questions on a specific slide, I can guide and provide some additional information. Yes, I see Kenneth is there from AFA Secretariat, Obed from Malawi, Elizabeth from UFAS, Mark from Rescar, Nestor from Campus, Prof. Simon is also here from Sapias, Godfrey from Nigeria, NIFAS, and Sereno from FCA. Do you have some questions? Yes, please, Elizabeth.
Thank you very much, Andre, for the presentation. Hello, members. Mine is a general question about whether it is possible to migrate an already existing listserv to the AFAS.net.
Very good question, and I think that many of you are going to ask the same, because you might already have also a previous emailing list. Yes, it is possible to some extent. If you have the email address of all the people and you can put it in a CSV file, then we can just migrate, copy all these people in the new AFAS.net emailing list database. But there are fields that are not similar. So what you will have to do is you'll have to ask each member who are registered in the new system to fill all the fields. I mean, for instance, their address, their so on and so on. But their email address will be there easily. It can be added there, and they can start logging and receiving mail and sending mail. But their full profile has to be provided. So that is very important. That's an additional workload for the subscribers. And sometimes we have to be very careful about that from the beginning, because we can't get all the stats that we want if we don't have some details like the country. If the person doesn't specify from which country they are, then at AFAS secretarial level, at the sub-region level, or at the country fora level, we don't have enough stats when we want to disaggregate in countries or in gender and so on. I hope it responded to your question.
Yes, thank you, Andre.
Yeah. Other question? So for the CIKM, as I said, there is a long way before everything is working, and we will organize some more trainings for the administration of this system, just for the administrators or for the manager of the systems later. But this is just an introduction, and we are waiting for your feedback on who is going to adopt and who is the administrator for each country. Normally, you should have someone who is really dedicated in moderating and configuring the system for your country. Any other question? So Sereno and then Mark, please go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Is there a limit of concerning the number of subscribers, for example, in one fora?
Actually, there isn't. And that is one of the big advantages of this system again. Well, for those who has been using dgroups.org before, this is the same platform as dgroups.org. It's not dgroup.io, it's .org. So there is no limit for the number of users, and there's no limit also for the subgroups you create. So you can create as many as you want. Yes, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Andre, and afternoon to everybody. Actually, you actually answered my response because the colleague just had a question as well in regards to the number, if there is a limitation regarding the number of subscribers, and yeah, as well, if there's another limitation in terms of creating subgroups. So you just actually answered both questions at the same time.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, now one thing that is, I think, really important is we really want to increase AFAS audience starting this year. This is why the AFAS Secretariat ED wrote a letter directly to the FARA ED to get this service running for us for free for the next years. So the idea is really to have a huge audience. Imagine if all extension workers from Africa can be brought on board on this system, and all the Francophones in the Francophone group, all the Anglophones in the Anglophone groups, all those in the West Africa in the RESCAR, the SARFAS, and all those who are working on CSA or whatever in one group, and we can reach all these people easily. So for now, we just have 1,600 subscribers in our mailing lists. And I know even for Madagascar alone, there is 650 subscribers in the mailing list. Well, now what we need is we want to reach all these peoples. So when we have a newsletter, it goes straight from AFAS All newsletter to all the embranchment we have here. And no waste of time, no delay for sending it, because sometimes, of course, you CIKMs, you forward to the peoples and so on. But in this case, it's possible now not to waste your time anymore. We just send it from one point at a certain level, and then all the others, the sub-communities, will receive it. So we are expecting really that all the countries will gather maximum subscribers, and very targeted, of course, and people that will not waste your time, because of course if you have too much people but people talk too much and not very important things, then you will waste a lot of time in moderating, also telling people, okay, you should focus on this, or avoid that some are doing too much advertisement or spamming and so on. That will waste your time. So target the people and add them in the system, and that is very important, so that we have maximum audience. Imagine if we have, I don't know, 500 extension workers per country. 500 by 10 countries, 5,000. So by the end of the year, we should have in the AFAS community more than 5,000, maybe even 10,000, because all these technical working group also, we have to put all the people we know who are working on CSA, on all the agroecological and things inside these groups, so that they can contribute in the discussions, contribute in inputs in all the activities we are doing. So that is the intent, to have a broader, a bigger community, AES community inside this AFASnet. and of course for each country and for each sub-regions. Other contribution? I know that Godfrey is already thinking about his thousands Nigerian extension workers. I know that Nigeria has a very, very big extension community. So let's see how it moves. The next step will be just contact me when you are ready and create your subgroup, your sub-community, and then we can organize the trainings. It can be one by one or maybe by group. If we can agree, every week we have one training for a group, a small group, those who are ready. That said, thank you very much, all. The recording will be shared, and we'll share it to the other participants who are not available today. Okay, bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.